There's a U.S. government savings bond that let ordinary investors earn 9.62% guaranteed interest in 2022, completely legally, and your bank will never tell you it exists. Not because it's complicated, because they literally cannot sell it. And the people who knew about it quietly pocketed thousands while everyone else watched their savings accounts pay 0.01%. Think about where your money is sitting right now. Probably a bank account. Maybe a CD. And while inflation was running at 8-9% a year, destroying the purchasing power of every dollar you held, banks were handing you 0.01% and calling it competitive. The average American household lost thousands in real purchasing power in that window, not because there was nothing better available, because nobody told them where to look. What I'm talking about is the series I-bond, the I-bond. It's a savings bond issued directly by the U.S. Treasury, not through a broker, not through your bank, but through a government website called Treasury Direct. Gov. That single fact explains everything. Your bank cannot sell it. They cannot charge a fee for it. They make exactly $0 every time you use it. The rate works in two parts. There's a fixed component locked in at purchase. It stays constant for the life of the bond. Then there's a variable component that adjusts every 6 months based on the Consumer Price Index. Plain English, it tracks inflation. When prices go up, your rate goes up. When inflation was running hot in 2022, I-bonds were paying 9.62% annualized, guaranteed by the federal government. No market exposure. You cannot lose principal on this instrument. Here's how you actually use it. Open a free account at Treasury Direct. Gov. 10 minutes, no broker involved. You can buy up to $10,000 per person per year. Married couple, $20,000. Add a revocable living trust and you can stack another $10,000 under the trust's name. If you're owed a federal tax refund, you can convert up to $5,000 of that into paper I-bonds on top of everything else. A married household with a trust in place can move $45,000 a year into this. Run the numbers. A couple puts in $20,000 in early 2022. Rate that cycle, 9.62%. That's nearly $1,900 earned in 1 year. Tax-deferred, you owe zero in federal taxes until the day you cash out, which you can delay for up to 30 years. And here's where it gets interesting. I-bond interest is completely exempt from state and local income tax. California, New York, Illinois. If you're paying a state income tax rate of 10, 12, 13%, that exemption is worth hundreds of additional dollars annually compared to a CD at the exact same rate. Your bank will offer you the CD. It will never mention the alternative. Wealthy families have been quietly stacking I-bonds for years. Estate attorneys know. High net worth planners know. And because the limit is per person, not per household, families build accounts for spouses, for trusts, for minor children who can hold I-bonds in their own names. A decade of consistent buying builds a serious block of inflation-protected, tax-advantaged principal sitting entirely outside the commission-driven financial system. This is why school never covered it. There is no commission on an I-bond. No management fee, no product pitch. The entire architecture of retail financial advice runs on products that generate revenue for the sellers. I-bonds generate revenue for you. That's not a conspiracy, that's a business model. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now the rules: you cannot touch the money for the first 12 months, it is locked. Redeem between year 1 and year 5 and you forfeit the last 3 months of interest. After 5 years, that penalty disappears entirely. And when inflation cools, the variable rate drops with it. So in a low inflation environment, this is not a high-yield instrument. Here's the reframe: it was never supposed to be. It's inflation insurance backed by the full faith of the United States government. You are not speculating, you are hedging. The IRS designed this tool specifically for that purpose. They just didn't put it in the curriculum, so the question is not whether I-bonds work. They work, provably, on a government website with your name on the account. The question is why nobody handed you this information the first time inflation started eating your savings alive. The answer is the same answer behind every strategy on this channel. Nobody profits from your financial education except you. And I-bonds are just the entry point into Treasury instruments. Because there's a related move, one that lives inside a tax-advantaged retirement account, that locks in a guaranteed real rate of return for 30 years, automatically adjusts for inflation, and is used almost exclusively by people who had access to a very specific kind of financial advisor. That's the next file.